Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us on the news this hour. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. The federal government has pledged its continued support for the nation's armed forces as they continue to tackle security challenges in the nation. Ahead of the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Defense, Ibrahim Kana, says while the nation is gradually winning the war against terrorism, the return of Niger to the multinational joint task force is a booster to security, especially in the Lake Chad region. He added that as the country prepares to honor its heroes, the federal government will continue to de-radicalize and rehabilitate defected insurgents to live peaceful and productive lives.
Their capacity, necessitating the surrender of more than 100,000 insurgents and the elimination of their top commanders, as you can see lately in the news. In consolidating efforts to end insurgency, the Nigerian Armed Forces, led by the Chief of Defense Staff, has recently got the Republic of Niger back into the multinational joint task force, which indeed is a very, very positive stride in the area of military diplomacy. The area classification of this brand of terror as banditry did not help the cause of its eradication. However, as far as we are concerned, today the bandits are terrorists and insurgents. The armed forces of Nigeria has risen up to these challenges, irrespective of the cost paid by our troops. For this reason, we now have a situation that is completely and largely under control. I think we should clap for the armed forces of Nigeria.
In other news, a group of election observers have presented a citizens' memorandum on electoral reforms containing the core pillars of the electoral legal framework for the conduct of elections. At the public presentation, different advocacy groups in support of the memorandum say it's important to offer a pathway for reform and make the Electoral Act more reflective of the country's evolving electoral needs. Senior reporter Habida Lawal has more.
You can say there, the eyes have it.
As the National Assembly embarks on another round of electoral reforms, the Citizens' Memorandum on Electoral Reforms became necessary as a roadmap designed to guide lawmakers on priority areas in need of immediate attention. The memorandum focuses on three core pillars: the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Electoral Act 2022, and INEC regulations and guidelines for elections. Speaking at this presentation are major contributors to the memorandum. They believe adopting the reforms will go a long way in rebuilding public trust in Nigeria's electoral process.
These amendments are strategic in their scope and ambitious in their vision, yet they are also rooted in practicality, responding to the realities of our current electoral system.
The reforms emphasize the need for a robust legal backing for the use of technology in elections, such as mandatory electronic transmission of election results. By doing so, the electoral process will become faster, more accurate, and less susceptible to tampering.
I think the point about results have been tackled. It's contained in the memo. What needs to be done? We need greater transparency, in our results collation process, even if it means subjecting it to some sort of independent audit of the of the results process is critical.
The reforms are designed to restore integrity, enhance efficiency, and ensure inclusivity in Nigeria's electoral process. One of the key recommendations here is the establishment of a National Electoral Offences Commission that will be solely independent. Habida Lawal, TVC News, Abuja.
And the Independent National Electoral Commission has embarked on the review of ad hoc staff recruitment, training and development in Osun State ahead of future elections. Senior reporter Rafiu Hamid has details.
INEC has always made use of ad hoc staff drawn from federal universities and polytechnics, as well as NYSC, to prosecute elections. At this quarterly consultative meeting of the Commission with political parties, electoral officers and civil society organizations, The commission interrogated the processes of the 2023 ad hoc staff recruitment, training and deployment with a view to enhancing the future exercise. The State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Mutua Buke, says the successful conduct of any election relies heavily on the integrity and professionalism of the ad hoc staff.
Ad hoc personnel remain the backbone of our election management system, and their proper recruitment, effective training, and timely deployment are critical to the success of our elections. However, these processes are not without challenges. We have faced logistical constraints, training gaps, and even instances of misinformation. But with each election, we learn valuable lessons. We learn valuable lessons that enable us to enhance the credibility of future elections.
The head of units logistics at INEC office in Oshobo, Akim Adisa, in a keynote address, speaks on the processes and procedures involved ahead of any election. Another paper was also delivered on the training of ad hoc staff by Olawale Ayanleye, while the state coordinator of the NYSC promised readiness of the corps in terms of provision of adequate corps members.
The corps members are ready, NYSC is ready at any point in time to mobilize the number of corps members that INEC will be needed. Each batch will mobilize up to 2,000 plus each batch, and each batch comprises stream 1 and stream 2. So at the end of the day, we also have corps members that will be located from other states. So we have large number of corps members that
The event featured technical sessions where participants brainstormed on how to improve the process going forward.
Though the 2026 Osun State governorship election is still about 2 years away from now, but this consultative meeting by INEC is part of its proactive measures towards ensuring an improvement in the recruitment, training and deployment of its ad hoc staff when the time comes. Rafiu Hamid, TVC News, Oshobo.
In Anambra State, the youth wing of the Ohanaeze Indigbo Worldwide is calling for the conduct of credible local government election as residents go to the poll on Saturday, the 28th of September. The group also commended the governor of Anambra State, Charles Soludo, on his infrastructural developmental strides in Anambra, adding that they are impressed at the positive impact on the lives of residents.
May we also congratulate all the newly elected chairmen and councillors in Imo and Enugu states. We urge them to deploy the huge resources available to them to bring in development to the grassroots. We therefore urge other states of Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, and Rivers to ensure peaceful and successful local government council elections. We shall entertain no excuses for any laxity in delivering the dividends of democracy to our people at the grassroots.
The governorship candidate of the People's Redemption Party in the 2023 Enugu state elections, Chris Agu, says current economic challenges being faced by Nigerians would soon be over as there's hope for Nigeria under President Bola Tinubu. Addressing newsmen in Enugu, Mr. Agu attributed the increasing tension resulting from current economic hardship on the ability of the governors and local government chairmen to do what they expected to do for the masses. He says he christened his charity organization Works after President Tinubu since 2004 without meeting him because of the leadership qualities he demonstrated in Lagos and southwest Nigeria as a whole.
Still hope. God cannot just divinely bring a man to punish the people. But you see, at times when God brings a man, evil people will go around him. Some ministers are there for nothing. Some office appointees are not even helping matters. Some governors are not even helping matters with local government chairmen. The hardship inflicted on people by the governors and the local government chairmen all are transferred to Tinubu. It's part of why this. Some people will tell you Nigeria is having a spiritual problem. That is the spiritual problem they are referring to, but they don't know. The problem is having access to see him. Then I will tell him why God brought him. And when you tell a man why he is the first son, I think he will know the responsibilities of a first son.
The Arawa Citizens for Change and Renewed Hope has endorsed Chief of Staff to President Bola Tinubu Femi Gbajabiamila, describing him as an exemplary leader who embodies dedication and excellence. In a statement signed by its president, Ibrahim Turakin, the group praised Mr. Gbajabiamila's exceptional leadership skills, which according to them is fostering unity and purpose essential for national progress. Mr. Turakin hailed his ability to navigate complex policy landscapes to ensure effective implementation and impactful outcomes. He adds that his experience as a former Speaker of the House of Representatives and one of the country's best legislators, coupled with his wisdom to balance competing interests, has created a brighter future for all Nigerians. He further praised the Chief of Staff's impact on the presidency and masses as profound, streamlining processes, enhancing efficiency, and attracting investments to stimulate development. Elsewhere, the Bayelsa state government has reiterated that plans are already in top gear to mitigate the effects of